Hey everybody, welcome back to the garage. Today I've got a little bit of a different one for you, and we're going to be checking out the Super Clean lineup. So they hit me up a little while ago and asked me if I would be interested in trying out the products, and I've actually never tried Super Clean. They sent them out at no cost to me, and that was all. They didn't send any talking points, they didn't send any requirements, they just wanted me to try it out and see if I liked it. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to try these against products that I use every day and see how I like them, see how they work. So these are an alkaline-based product and they're super powerful. You can actually dilute them down for different applications. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be running them undiluted because I'm going to be using it on motorcycle parts, engines, and then the wheel cleaner just on the truck outside. Let's get right into it and see how it works. So first off, I want to go ahead and try just their normal degreaser, and that's going to be going up against some grease lightning here. So I've been doing some maintenance on the KX65, pulled out the rear axle, and we're going to do grease lightning on this side and super clean on this side. Running low on that. Alright, and super clean on the left. I'll let that sit for a little bit here. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes. I'm just going to hit this with some cold water. It's taking a lot off of this little axle block here. Fairly impressed with that. Alright, now let's give it a little wipe. Other than my horribly corroded axle bolt, which is, now that I'm looking at it, kind of bent, that took off pretty much all the grease that was on it. Alright, now for the axle blocks. Alright, that has some serious shine to it. I mean, overall, I'd say the Super Clean actually did a better job. I had to rub this one a lot more to get off any kind of remaining grease. There's still kind of some on there. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with how this came out. So this one was a little close. I am going to have to give it to Super Clean, I think, just because I saw the grease melting off as I was hitting it with the water. But overall, these are pretty close in comparison. Grease lightning does smell considerably worse than the Super Clean, so that's a win, just getting rid of that stank. Alright, next up, I want to try the foaming degreaser. And that's going to be going up against Spray 9. So Spray 9 isn't necessarily a foaming degreaser, but it's the closest thing that I have that's, you know, different from grease lightning. So this side we're going to go Spray 9 and Super Clean. Alright, first up with Spray 9. And then the Super Clean. Let's give that about 5 minutes to do its magic. Alright, it's been 5 minutes. Let's hose this off. Yeah, I'd have to say both did equally well. It's pretty much what it looked like before. Got a few little spots over here and a few little spots over here that didn't quite get taken out, but yeah, overall I'd say that's pretty comparable. The foam was still on there after 5 minutes, so I bet it clings to parts a little bit better than the Spray 9. But overall, looking great, both ends. Look at all this grease and dirt that came off of it. That's actually a pretty good comparison. It looks pretty equal across the board right there. Very cool. Alright, up next we're going to look at their Aerosol degreaser. And I'm going to put that up against the cleanup degreaser that I've been using for years. Love this on chains and sprockets and stuff. Speaking of sprockets, I just pulled this off my Aprilia, and we're gonna go clean up here, and once again, super clean here. Now this is some really old caked on and dry grease from a chain, so I'm interested to see how much it lifts it up without really needing to scrub it. Well, clearly almost out of cleanup. I do like the foaming action, although I wish the spray nozzle was a little bit more narrow. Wasting a lot of product over here. Alright, 5 minutes in, let's rinse this off. Wow, look at that. Just took it right off. Alright, let's try this side again. Oh, it's coming off there too. So both cleaners just literally lifted it right off the teeth, which is great. You can see the outline of the sprocket here. Now just a little wipe. So I think the cleanup actually did a slightly better job at lifting some of the stubborn on grease, but I'm pretty impressed that that just took that right off on both sides. The cleanup has a lot more of a noxious smell than the super clean, and it is a little bit more specialized, so I'm not surprised that we see a little bit of a difference here. Alright, so as I was drying this, I noticed some discoloration on the super clean side, and I know that they do say to be careful on motorcycle parts and aluminum. So it looks like I may have left it on a little bit too long, or this is just really not that great for aluminum. So yeah, easy with that. Probably not going to use this again on anything aluminum, just because of this discoloration here. But that is my fault. You know, it says on the packaging to, you know, be careful with aluminum and motorcycle parts. So not a shot against them, just realizing that, yeah, may have left that on a little bit long. I think we'll give this a shot on something that's not aluminum, just to give it a fair shake. Well, what do you know? I found a steel sprocket. It's just got a little bit of grease and grime in there. Let's hit this. Alright, 5 minutes in on the steel sprocket. You can see all the junk left behind, and yeah, it did a pretty great job cleaning that sprocket up. No discoloration since it's steel. Nicely done. So next up, I'm going to try their wheel cleaner, and that's going to be going against the Meguiar's hot rims, which I've been using for years. Got to go outside and hit the truck. Alright, for the driver's side, we're going to go with super clean. Let's give it a rinse first. Alright, with no scrubbing, what do we got left on here? We'll do 3 spokes. That's not terrible. Alright, that's 3 spokes, super clean. No scrubbing. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and scrub the wheels and get them as clean as possible. Alright, again, starting with the rinse. And for the hot rims, we're doing 15 seconds on there. And again, without scrubbing, let's just look at 3 spokes here. If I'm not mistaken, that does look like more. Not the best comparison, but it looks like the Super Clean had less dirt on the rims than the hot rims after no scrubbing. But after washing them, they both looked amazing and beautiful. Gonna have to give Super Clean the win on smell. Again, hot rims kind of smells funky. Alright, last but not least, we're gonna go for the floor absorbent. This I'm gonna be pitting up against some kitty litter. It's the only thing that I have in the garage anywhere similar to some floor absorbent. And I don't usually use this. I usually just use rags because I don't have huge spills. But today we're going to try kitty litter and the absorbent. I'll measure out roughly the equivalent amount. So I've got roughly the same amount of the Super Clean floor absorbent and kitty litter here, and just in some cups. It's little wonder why I always spill oil while doing an oil change. Wait, was that the washer falling in there? You know, I was just going to do a bench test, but leave it to me to actually fumble the cup and actually spill it on the ground. So, I guess it'll be a little bit more real world. Alright, bottom half of the screen is going to be the absorbent. And kitty litter up here. I think we're going to need more of each. Alright, so that was roughly 2 cups of each. Alright, let's see how easily this can get scooped up now. Alright, why don't you come here real quick. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the absorbent side has a lot less residual oil than the kitty litter side. It's easier to tell from high up above. You can still see a little bit of the red on the left. So you can get Super Clean at most auto parts stores and a couple of hardware stores like Ace and Lowe's, I think O'Reilly's and things like that. The pricing for these, the foaming cleaner runs about $9. The regular degreaser is about $8. The Absorbent is about $8.50. Wheel cleaner is $6.99 or so, $7, and then the Aerosol is about $8, which is kind of right in line with all of the things that I was using. Hot rims you can get for about $6. Grease Lightning is actually the one that's surprising. This from Home Depot is like $3 something, like close to $4. Spray 9, about $5, and then the kitty litter, you know, is like $8 equivalent to this, but I wouldn't even consider that in the same ballpark. This is way better than the kitty litter. So yeah, pricing wise, not too bad. Kind of follow right in line with most of the stuff that I'm already using. I was pretty happy with the performance cleaning up the tool on my rear axle. The aluminum issue that I mentioned before, I mean, like I said, it's on the back of the product to be careful with aluminum. So I don't think I'll be using this with aluminum, but it did clean up my steel sprocket really well. And then as far as the rims, they look pretty good. I mean, I'd say it's definitely equivalent to hot rims, if not better, compared, you know, when you compare the amount that came off without scrubbing. Alright guys, so to sum up just my experience with this lineup, by far the biggest surprise to me was the Absorbent. I didn't think I was going to like it. I've been using paper towels forever and they get by just fine. But using this and having it pick up the oil and not slipping on it later, that was a big one. The kitty litter was a mess and it's heavier, way heavier than this, so that's a big win for me. I'm definitely going to be keeping this around the shop. The others were pretty much in line with what I was expecting, which isn't a bad thing. One of the cool things about them is that they don't smell quite as chemically as a lot of the other things that I use. The wheel cleaner, specifically Hot Rims, has like a specific smell to it. This doesn't smell like anything as far as I could tell just from hosing off the wheels. Same thing with the regular degreaser and the aerosol. Some of the aerosols can be pretty gnarly, like the Maxima cleanup. You want to open a garage door for that. But big thank you to Super Clean for sending this out to me and allowing me to make a video that I kind of have never made before, a little kind of comparison thing. It was new, it was different. And thank you to all the subscribers and viewers who've been supporting the channel. It's been crazy to see the growth. I never thought we'd be, this far into it, and I'm still having a ton of fun with it. Just got done with a huge garage cleanup, which opened up a whole lot of space, and it'll help with new and old projects. I'm trying to build up a little bit of a momentum for keeping projects going instead of stagnating on them a little bit. But like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.